The dating scene is really disappointing. It is really disappointing.
If there's any people in this world left that aren't pieces of shit, come my way, please.
Why does dating now feel like you're literally going to war?
Guys, I'm so annoyed with dating.
Dating in your 40s. Bleh. Bleh.
You know, it's funny seeing all of this type of stuff is the fact that women thought they could wait this long and they wouldn't have these types of results. And now we're seeing in this short few seconds that they were clearly wrong.
I'm laughing, but I'm serious. I'm going to be single for the rest of my life.
I'm exhausted. I'm literally on the verge of tears.
I think I finally understand why people settle, because this is so horrible.
They be like, oh, don't give up because, the next guy. Well, how many guys I gotta go through before I get to the one that ain't gonna waste my time?
Never understand how a guy can tell a girl that he likes her, that she's the one, that he wants to marry her, that he can envision future children with her, and then 24 hours later, he's gone, he disappears, and he never talks to her again.
I mean, you guys keep on picking Chad and Tyrone over and over again. I mean, there's some dudes out there that are actually playing games, but for the vast majority, statistically speaking, y'all continue to pick the same type of guy.
Can be intimate with a man for months and months, and then all of a sudden, poof.
Tell me why you will waste your time and the woman's time getting to know her, whether it's spending hours or days or even longer, getting to know one another, make arrangements with her to meet, and then ghost at the last minute.
You realize that all of the stories that they're telling are from their point of view. Modern women rarely, if ever, share the man's perspective. They rarely, if ever, share anything that could be detrimental to how others see the story and them being the victim in it. You can be with me, you can sleep with me, you can do all these things. Yeah, you don't want me, but they won't sit up here and say, I said something that was crazy, totally off the wall, and he didn't stand for it.
Ever have a hinge date that goes well? You go back to your apartment, he stays the night, things happen. In the morning, you walk to the train together, kiss goodbye, he has your number, says, I'll text you later. Never get that text, and then check Hinge and he's unmatched you? Yeah. I feel disgusting.
Well, once again, you guys are putting yourselves in this situation over and over again. It is you that's doing it. You have control over that. Remember, you're a strong, independent woman. You're a boss, babe. You are the boss of your own destiny.
They want to hear to get...
What the why would you do that to somebody?
And you ask why women are jaded. You ask why we're so single. You ask why we're so disgusted.
Nobody's asking you that anymore. Women understand, or men understand why you're single. You keep on running into the same man. You don't want to quit. You don't want to change your ways. Men are no longer asking this question. They're just staying away.
By men, it's because this shit happens all of the time.
Even if it's just casual, even if you know, which was not the stuff that he was saying to me anyway, but it's like, how can you be so cruel?
You know, it's funny that they accept anything from the man that they like. From Chad and Tyrone, who are operating deceptively at a high level, they'll allow that man to slip those things off the first night, hit it, and literally in these situations that they're complaining about, quit it. How can you do this? Because you were game for that. You wanted that. You were okay with that. Did you want a longer term relationship? Probably. Yeah, for sure. I want to keep you around, even if it's just hanging out. I like the feeling of you, right? Hopefully there is, in some weird universe, in some weird way, us just naturally coming together. But right now we're just having fun. This is my person, but we're just having fun right now. Occasionally he goes and sees other people and I don't really have a problem with that. I go and see other people and he doesn't really have a problem with that. But you know, at the end of the day, I know some of you men out there like, oh yeah, oh yeah, that's the arrangement that I want. No, y'all don't need to do that. Y'all don't need to do that. Y'all need to be with one woman. Y'all jokers, some of y'all. Now, hold on. Anyway, I'm going to leave y'all alone, but you know who you are. Anyway, these women, they're messing around. They're doing all of these things. And then when it doesn't work out long term like they wanted to, then all of a sudden it's a problem.
During the date, he's like, I can't believe the way that men treat women these days, thinking that you're different. Oh my God. Take a look in the goddamn mirror, my guy.
And y'all wonder why we're crazy. We can't get there on our own. We're not.
You're crazy anyway. You were crazy before you started. That's why y'all say, I need a man to help me deal with my crazy. He puts up with my crazy self. You got there by yourself.
That great with directions. You'll have to drive us there.
I get that.
No, we don't. No. No, I'm not driving anybody anywhere. You need to get there on your own.
Be dating multiple men. You need to be dating 2 to 3 men baseline.
You absolutely should be dating multiple men.
God, no, just date one person and then get a real feel for him, then move on to the next. Nuh-uh, we're not wasting time.
Yeah, no, y'all can have all of this. And women listen to this stuff. That's a bad thing about it. They're listening to this type of nonsense.
Over here, we're dating multiple men at once.
So you're going to be dating 3 men. Your goal is to pay for nothing, to get a couple of bills paid, or to get some money to stack, save, or start a business.
I'm going to tell you something right now. Because y'all don't understand. Game recognizes game. It does. Y'all are doing all this stuff. Y'all are doing all this other stuff. Oh, we going to find a man. We going to scope him out. Go here. This is where the rich men are. And they see you coming from afar. Oof. They rubbing their hands together like that. That Birdman meme. They're rubbing their hands together. We about to get us one tonight. All we got to do is spend a couple of $100, $500 at the most. Shoot. And not all. Well, you only get one woman. You might as well pay. This is variety for me. I get the experience. Oh, and by the way, she has friends. So 2 or 3 of them for the price of one? Sign me up.
That's your goal, nothing else.
No man deserves you full time unless he has that chat with you and actually commits to you full time. Until then, play the field and have some fun.
No marriage.
If we play in the field, go ahead and play your wallet out on the table and pay for your own stuff.
No commitment, nothing. The only commitment you need is that direct deposit commitment.
The dating world.
I mean, once again, y'all can do all of this stuff. Y'all can say all of this stuff. But I'm telling you, the men that y'all are going after are going to see you coming. They might not like the whole entire deal the way it's structured, but if you're giving them something out of that deal and it's what they want, oh yeah, it's transactional. But don't be surprised if the companionship component that you're looking for long term is not there. Y'all are playing a dangerous game. You're turning all of it transactional. Like, oh, I pay for this, or I give her popcorn, I get out stuff, her body basically. I give her a vacation. Now, over time, she might say, I want a little bit more for this. And it depends on how I'm feeling. I might acquiesce, or I might just say, no, I'm kind of tired. I got some, some other stuff that I need to do before I hit the hay, so. And then really what you say is, I'm leaving. I'm going to see another girl across town who's going to give it to me for free. And then I'm going to come home. But to make you think that I didn't do anything, I'm going to go ahead and order you some takeout. Hey, baby, I'm thinking about you. Roses. You're going to get those roses, put them online, thinking that I was actually thinking about you. But this is just an appeasement present. And the sad thing about all of this is, these modern women are okay with it as long as they're receiving the gifts and as long as they can keep this kind of content on their social media. That way they keep their coaching program going. It's really a sick dynamic.
I would never say yes to a coffee date.
Someone recently asked me out on a coffee date, and I thought about it, and my immediate response that popped into my head was
stupid.
No.
Don't do coffee dates, don't do walk dates, and don't do dates that are just drinks.
These modern women are single, man. They're single, bro. There's nothing to worry about here. They are not pleasant people to be around.
I don't want to just go for drinks. And I feel like a lot of people will say like a coffee date or like, let's just go for drinks and like see if we vibe and then let's do dinner the next time. I see that as like, you're cheap.
These are incredibly low effort dates and they're not even worth going on. It's better just to say no.
And if I
mean, you're not my friend at that point. We're not friends. You don't want to be my companion. I think that's fair to say at that point.
Really want Starbucks? I'll just Uber Eats it to my house.
They keep, y'all continue to think that y'all are living this sort of high life. You guys are high rollers. You're not. Once again, statistically speaking, and a woman that I was recently listening to has confirmed this. You guys are broke. You're broke. That's it. So if you want to say that a man is broke as well, both of you guys are broke. That's it. So y'all are perfect for each other. You need to date within your tax bracket. You are in my tax bracket. As a matter of fact, you're beneath my tax bracket. So I really actually shouldn't be even dating you that way because you're lower than I am.
My NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer
Nobody
costs
cares.
$32. Why would I put on a full face of expensive makeup and then come and spend 2 hours of my time talking to you for an $8 coffee or
because you're trying to get to know him, number one. Number two, your face is fine as it is. You don't need to put makeup on it. Clean skin, hair's done. That's what men are looking for. You put on a nice shirt and some jeans, you're golden. You guys are trying to overdo it.
a $16 cocktail.
So between her getting all ready, having her nails done, her hair, her makeup, picking out a cute outfit and all that, to be then going out and meeting somebody and not even getting a meal out of it, like that's a big fat no.
What are y'all there for? I think that's what men are asking. If you're saying I do all of this stuff and I don't even get fed, what do you think this is? Like, I don't understand it. Like, this is, you guys are looking for some sort of participation trophy is what it is. Oh, just for me showing up, I did all this. Give me something that I value.
To me, my full face of makeup, because I go to Sephora, quite literally costs more than it is for this person, whoever it would be, to take me on a date.
Crazy.
I mean, you guys, y'all really, it seems like you guys don't know how to do math, and it's showing. You were going to use that product anyway. You're just using some of that product for dating, for that night. Y'all would use that as a network at a networking event that you went to. So no, I'm not going to continue to pay your whole lifestyle, which is what you're trying to work into. And some of you guys are blatant with it. And some of you guys are like this. You're not so direct, but you know, you're kind of trying to weave it in subtly. Hey, this is what I expect a man to do. Pay and fund my entire lifestyle. And men are not doing it.
I can absolutely not be the only woman looking for them a good man.
Hookup culture is just the main focus always, and I don't get it. Like, why is romance dead?
I've been lied to, cheated on, treated like a second option, whatever.
You know what this sounds like? This sounds like a gospel song about trials and tribulations. There's a song by, I think, Vicky Winans that talks about I've been lied on, cheated, talked about, and mistreated. That's what y'all women sound like. A gospel artist going through it. What's that song? Nobody knows the trouble I see, or something like that. Just with the troubles that y'all say y'all are having and the victims that y'all are. No disrespect, but what kind of a killing could you make in the I guess the R&B or the soulful world where you're making this type of music?
46, single, no kids. I don't know what's going on with these men.
Important to get that information is because in 2025, there's this entire class of women who will just use you for date after date. Like, they'll have you in their phone as foodie date, and just, you know, you'll go on 4 dates and be like, so where's this going? Do you like me? Or, you know, and then they'll pretend they took 4 dates to figure it out. Like,
exactly. Oh, well, you know, I'm coming around to it. I wasn't at first. I wasn't sure because I've had so many things it's so hard for me, and just honestly and truly a bunch of excuses. They weren't thinking about making any type of decision. Like, you could add, well, I want a man to commit to me, and until then I can just, date whoever I want. But the fact of the matter is, for a lot of these modern women, they weren't going to make a decision. They really want you to commit, and this sounds weird, but that's what they're waiting on. Like, they need that yes. I need that commitment from you so that I can go crazy on these other men. There's a man that I really want, but I don't know if I can get him yet. But if you give me the commitment as a man that you like me, then I already know I got somebody on the hook that's going to pay for my dinners, my meals, that's going to already take me out. So you're going to be my backup plan. Like I said, as weird and crazy as it sounds. So now I can really pin my ears back and go after the guy that I want, knowing that I have a safety net. That's really what they're doing. These modern women, they'll pass up the guy, friend zone him in their early 20s. And then by the time they get 35 or 40, they'll try to come back to him after they done they darndest to go after the person that ain't interested in them, don't want them, not even looking their way, not checking for them. That's what these modern women are doing. They're moving out here recklessly.
Oh, after the third date, I was starting to like sort out whether I like you. By the fourth Michelin star date, I'm starting to think maybe we're not that compatible.
Exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. We're not compatible. I don't know. It's just something that you did. Just gave me the ick. Like what? Oh, I can't put it into words. Well, why don't you try? Why don't you try? Oh, I couldn't. Just know. And then they'll use that. Oh man, he was kind of pushy. I just didn't like the way that he treated me. How did he treat you? Like nothing really. He just held me accountable, and I didn't like that. So I'm going to say, or gaslight him basically, and say, well, you really need to work on your people skills, because I don't like when a man treats me that way.
Why do men not understand hints? Why do I have to spell every fucking thing out? Why can't you just one simple little hinting at this? Fucking understand what I'm trying to say. I don't want to have to spell everything out like I'm your
I hate when guys approach me. Why? Because I don't want to be bothered? Like, clearly, I'm doing something. Go away. Okay, so I guess you meet guys online then? Ew, no, what kind of creep stalks my IG and DMs me? Oh, okay, so you approach the guys then. What? Why would I ever date a guy who didn't have the confidence to approach me? But you just said you hate when guys approach you. Yeah, only when I'm clearly doing something. Plus, those guys are always super awkward anyway. How is a guy supposed to know when you're clearly doing?
They're not. They're just supposed to guess. And if it works, it works. This is what women like. Modern women. This blind, weird confidence that a man is he's just going to approach. And if it works, then it worked. And if it didn't, hey, I respect that. Men don't work that way. This sort of just fly by the seat of your pants sort of life that you guys live, men are not going to go along with that. That's not how you plan or get anything done. Men are more effective than that. They have to be. What you guys are doing is spending your time wasting time. Oh, let's go here. Have you ever seen that meme to where there's women and what they'll do is men will walk into the store and they'll go basically in a straight line. I'm here. This is what I'm looking for. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm out. Modern women will go in there, or women in general. They'll go in there, look over here, look over there, browse this, look at that. And then 3 hours later, I'm ready to go home. Men don't operate like that. And they're not going to. You're expecting the man to do that in a relationship. And men nowadays are getting a lot smarter, and they're saying, you know what? This is not working. I'm not about to continue to waste my time. And that's what you're expecting a man to do, to continue to waste his time.
Doing something. And yeah, of course he's going to be a little bit awkward. He's starting a conversation out of thin air with a girl who may or may not be attracted to him and may or may not be busy. I mean, just approach me at a bar or a club. That's when I tend to meet guys. You mean when you're drunk and impulsive? Yeah. How do those relationships tend to go?
I mean, think about this. You could probably, coconuts in Barbados, you could probably What you could probably do is, well, what am I supposed to do? Walk around with a smile on my face all night? No, you don't actually have to do that. But maybe if a man were to come up to you, then you say, oh, hey, how you doing? You put a smile on your face when he does come up to you so that he can know, oh yeah, she's open, she's approachable. But what you guys do is you spend the entire time scowling and frowning. My dad used to tell us to smile. Why you frowning so much? The old timers, the old people, my grandparents used to tell us to smile, and it didn't matter whether you were a woman or a man. Smile. Why are you looking like that? Why are you frowning? Don't nobody want to see that little ugly face right there. Put a smile on your face. That's what they, and now that we say that to women because they be sitting up here with RBF, then all of a sudden it's a problem. It's just common decency.
Do you want to know your hint to go up to a girl? Eye contact. If they're just looking at you, they want you to come up to them.
I'm
just
taking
like
mental notes.
And this is my hint. I literally kept going like this. And we made eye contact, I swear to you, like maybe 8-9 times. So that was my hint, like come up to me, like I'm obviously think you're cute or something, right? Did not come up to me, and I was
So
like,
basically
all right,
read her
kinda
mind.
bummed. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying.
That's a note.
I get back home, I wake up the next day, I get a DM. Hey, saw you at the Steve Madden event, you're really cute. I open it, it was the pink shirt guy. I was like, why didn't you come up to me, like at the actual thing?
Guys are scared nowadays.
Why don't you just say at that point in time, oh yeah, I saw you too. So you feeling me, or, oh yeah, a little bit. Okay, well, and then just let the conversation develop from there. You guys are not adapting. Oh, well, just come up to me. I gave you a look 10 times. I don't know. Once again, I don't know what you have on your face. Like I don't know what that look is. Remember, we don't know each other. I can't stress that enough. We don't know each other. We need to start building rapport. Modern women don't seem to understand that.
Complaint from a lot of women actually that men don't really make real approaches anymore. If they do, it's like some bullshit, like they're gonna catcall or whatever. I do blame the internet as a part of it, but also
I think it's safer for dating apps and Instagram because I just send a DM or send a text, you don't respond, okay, cool, no pressure, no actual rejection, is whatever.
Am I like the only woman that no longer gets approached by men? No, because I had to actually sit and think about this, and I had to ask myself, when is the last time a man came up to me and wanted to get to know me or exchange numbers?
I guess my question would be, instead of thinking, when was the last time a man did that? Start thinking about, when was the last time that I was observant of the way that I looked? I actually looked around and said, wait a minute, how am I showing up? How am I presenting myself in these situations? When was the last time I explored my position on things in therapy? The answer is most likely going to be never, because I'm not really interested in that. I'm interested in why people are doing me wrong, why people are misusing and mistreating and mishandling me. So you never really get to the root of the issues in your life because you're always trying to figure out, oh, woe is me. Why do I have to go through this? And you're really paying, honestly, you're paying that therapist in a lot of ways to be an emotional punching bag, to be an you're paying that therapist to be an emotional an emotional trash bag, an emotional dumpster. I come here to dump all my cares, all my worries on you, and I'm protected. I'm protected by legal whatever it is that you can't tell my secrets. But I don't really come in here to change. I don't come in here to do any of that. I come in here to say what I want to say that bit of the problem, and by law, you cannot tell anybody else.
And it's been a long time.
Well, I got news for you. It's going to be even longer because y'all are full of it.
Talk to him.
That's it. No YouTube talking points, no elaborate explanations, because at this point, y'all ain't listening.
It's going to be like that. It's going to be like that. Period. End of story. They don't understand that, but it's going to get worse. If you're looking for a man to approach, it's going to get worse.
They're not cold approaching women anymore. And the more I think about cold approaching, the more it just doesn't make sense and the more stupid it sounds, right?
Yep.
When you're cold
in this day and age,
approaching, you're in the lower position starting off. So the percentage level of you being successful is very slim, and slim just died. Attractive guys don't have to cold approach. Guys with money don't have to cold approach. They have leverage in some way, either their looks or their finances, social status, combination of all three, right? This is why they don't have to cold approach, right? In today's society.
Modern women are already starting, the way they talk about how they want a man to approach, they're already starting off the dynamic wrong. They're already setting the foundation of the relationship to be wrong. Well, I want a man to approach me. We have a nice little meet cute. This tall, strong, strapping man that's got a whole bunch of money. This is the man that I want to come and approach me just out of the blue, him to see me across the way and see how special I am. I want that man to then take his money and all that is within him and then take care of me for the rest of my life because I'm so special. So it's not a part. We need to be a power couple. It's not really a power couple. It's one man doing the things that you want him to do over and over again. He might get something here and there that he actually wants out of the relationship, but it's not going to be anything that he needs to get used to enjoying.
Approach is dying because you got to understand women only want the top 20 to 30% of a guy, right? In general.
Then I saw this video about how guys are like maybe shy or scared to ask girls out now. I don't know why they're not going up to a woman. Like, what's holding them back from that?
Because of feminism and Me Too and all that shit. And because women will...
Now watch him. She's not even trying to listen. Now that's what I was about to say. Now watch him say all of that stuff and her not take any of it in.
Put men on blast who like maybe awkwardly approach them.
Yeah.
And like also those gym TikTok videos where girls like work out in the gym and then there's like a guy who like glances at them for like 1 second and they blast them. That's what guys are scared of. And these...
I mean, even if the dude was admiring you, that's what you want. Oh, but not you. Don't you look at me. If it was a guy that you liked, this is what guys are getting hung up on. If it's a guy that you liked, that man could be watching from the rooftop in the corner of the gym like Spider-Man. He could be sitting on top of one of the machines like Batman in a Batman suit looking at you. And you wouldn't care. Even if you wanted to go a step further, that man could be in the Batman costume. You don't even know what that man looks like. Security, go get this man. And once they wrestle this man down from there and take his mask off, get that. What is this? Oh, he's cute. Actually, you don't worry about it. You know, it was a prank. We were just joking around. They'll adapt and say, hey, I want to know this guy. Let this guy up. But if it was a man that they didn't think was so attractive, that same creepy thing that they all of a sudden think is not creepy now is back to being creepy again.
These guys aren't even doing anything wrong. Sometimes they're not even looking in their direction, but like, So there's like this social component now where like people are terrified to get like exposed on social media. So
even look in your direction. But not only that, so many women have taught men over the years that all men are predatorial. So the good men of the world gave up. And it's so funny because women will constantly say that men don't listen, but now that men are listening, y'all are wondering where the good guys are at, why they don't approach you anymore, and why men are just simply not interested.
I mean, it wouldn't take anything for them just to say, hey, I think we did a little bit too much. I think we misspoke. I think in an attempt to kind of try to slow down the wave of weird men coming up to us, we just said, don't nobody. You know what? I'm overstimulated. Nobody come up to us. And, you know, men listen to that. But now y'all are saying, well, we never said that. Who said that? Y'all are imagining things. No, women said that. No, that's a chronically online take. No, women are saying that. They're getting in their cars. They're starting whole TikToks about it. These modern women are following trends. They're saying, oh, she did that. I don't have anything else. I guess I'll start a TikTok account and start talking about that too. I want to talk about my experiences too. I want to share. I'm inspired by other women sharing their stories. No, you're inspired by the gossip of it all. You're inspired by the drama of it all. And you want to add to the freaking drama. So you get on here. Yeah, man, that man tried to approach me and I told him, you better not. And then the next week you're like, man, I think we girl bossed a little bit too hard, a little bit too close to the sun. And no men come and approach us now.
And why the hell would they be interested? They don't know if they're going to be the next subject of all men are trash content on social media.
3 big reasons why men don't approach women anymore. You see a hot girl walking down the street, your heart starts beating out of your chest, you overthink it, and she walks by. This approach anxiety is designed to protect you out of fear of getting rejected, okay? It's a normal thing. Some guys may think, am I gonna be perceived as being a creep? Maybe word will get out that you went and approached a girl at work, you got rejected, and it didn't go so hot. Women talk. They don't want anything to do with women anymore. They've thrown in the towel, they're done trying to figure out women, done playing the game. They just think, I have to be really jacked or I have to make a lot of money or else there's no point in even trying.
But I think that anxiety that you're talking about, that's the normal part of it. That's the normal side of men not approaching. What we're talking about is the very real and very serious ramifications or the consequences. Unfortunately, I have to use that word, consequence. Can you believe that? It's a consequence to coming up here trying to talk to me. If you ain't fine, if you ain't 6'6" with a 6-pack abs, 6 inches down there, and 6 figures, there's a consequence to you thinking that you can come up to the queen. That's what men are worried about. That all throughout history, men have said, man, I'm so nervous. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I want to ask her to the dance. And they've gone and asked the woman to the dance, whether they get rejected or not. They still asked her to the dance. I did it, man. My heart was beating out of my chest. I had overwhelming anxiety, but I did it. But you'll see that there's no backlash. There's just, oh, I'm sorry, I'm already going with this person, or I'm sorry, no, thank you. And you might, even in a lot of situations, have this, group of girls standing right there and they just all kind of giggle as you walk away and you kind of feel bad about that. You might have them talking about you in the group text, but it's nowhere near the level of embarrassment of them getting online and trying to shame you.
All right, y'all. Here's a question. Why men don't approach women anymore? Glad you asked. Let's get into it, family. Happy Saturday, everybody. Number 1, the fear of rejection. Women today, as we know, have some unrealistic standards. Some women. Unless he has a 6-pack, 6-figure, and is 6 feet, you can't talk to him. Number 2, it's not just about the fear of rejection. For some men, it's the fear of being labeled a creep or a predator because the man that's approaching you isn't your type. So because he's interested in you, he a creep? Come on.
Well, this is what I was just saying. It goes beyond anxiety. That's normal. That's a normal human emotion. But the public humiliation, the public shame, and the embarrassment that you're trying to take a man through, it's just not worth the risk. It'd be one thing if, hey man, I'm going through all of this public shame and humiliation and I still got the girl. But I went through all of this. I don't have the girl. I have people laughing at me. People at my job are talking about I'm representing the company in a bad light. They're looking at me like I'm a creep. None of this is good press for me. If that's going to happen, then why would I be approaching a woman?
In the days, most of the time, you would wait for someone to make the first move. It might be on the first date, it might be the third date, whatever. It could be the man, it could be the woman. But now, all my friends have noticed that the man has stopped making the first move.
Bingo.
All my girlfriends are like, they're waiting. It's the third date, fourth date, a week later. He hasn't gone in for the kiss. He doesn't do any touching or anything. And I've asked my dude friends that are single, and they are like, you don't know where a woman's gonna go with that story anymore. I ain't touching nobody.
Exactly. There was a woman that talked about basically a man needing to ask for consent when he was about to kiss her. And men say, okay, well, if that's the case, then I'll start asking for consent. But then a woman comes over the top of her and says, no, why are you asking for consent? That's weird. And you're like, well, I'm just trying to be respectful. Yeah, but that's not respectful to me. And you got this back and forth ping pong of what's the actual standard versus what's actually right. And you never really get anywhere. And now a man is thinking, if it's going to be this difficult, I'm not doing this.
I saw this video about how guys are like maybe shy or scared to ask girls out now. I don't know why they're not going up to a woman. Like, what's holding them back from that?
Because of feminism and Me Too and all that.
Man's good looking and then I look at him and then he doesn't approach me. Like, did you not see me just look right at you? Like, that was your sign. Like, that was me shooting my shot. Like, I looked right at you. Like, I looked away pretty quickly. Like, it was kind of one.
Once again, modern women are thinking that they're just giving off the best signals. Y'all are going to have to put a lot more effort into this dating scene than you used to.
These, but like, that was your sign.
Boys don't ask you out anymore. What they do is they look at you from across the room and they'll be like, huh, she's pretty. I bet that's my wife. And then they just like take out their phone and watch basketball clips on YouTube Shorts.
And somehow you guys haven't realized that that feels like a much safer option for them emotionally versus you, who is a dangerous option. They see you as dangerous. Y'all are talking about men versus bear, and the men are honestly and truly choosing technology over you guys. I'm choosing almost quite literally anything else besides trying to approach a woman.
They're just like, oh, nice.
Are men not confident enough to walk up to women now? Say shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women. The masculinity on earth has diminished drastically that guys don't even come up to you anymore. They'll just stare at you from a distance. As a woman who's trying to embody her feminine energy, you're not going to catch me going up to the guy. You're just not. Basically, you're not giving me an opportunity to practice my femininity. I'm not feminine, or else I would have known how to get a guy to approach. But that's nothing about me that's feminine. So I need you as a guy to keep on giving me that validation, that ego boost, and also the practice that I need, because I'm gonna reject you. But you're giving me practice for when I want to talk to the guy that I actually want to talk to. No. We can just stare at each other. Say shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women, because guys don't do that anymore.
Their hint to go up to a girl, eye contact. If they're just looking at you, they want you to come up to them.
I'm
Just
taking
like,
mental notes.
And this is my hint. I literally kept going like this. And we made eye contact.
Not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Once again, you guys need to learn how to drop the handkerchief in this day and age, and you need to practice it until you actually get good at it.
Let's put it this way. Let's say in only one out of 10 or 1 out of 50 instances, a guy walks up to a girl very politely and says, "How do you do, ma'am? My name's, Rick, and couldn't help but notice you shopping at this here bookstore, and I live in the area. I'm trying to make friends." How does he know that he's not going to end up with a viral clip, a picture taken, accusing me of being a creep?
I'll tell you.
He doesn't know that, and that's not clear to him. And if it's not clear, the man's not going to do it. Y'all are ruining your own chances to find a man because y'all are not guaranteeing, or maybe you don't have to guarantee, but you, for at least in that moment, confirm, no, I'm not crazy. I'm looking for a genuine connection as well. If you come and approach me, it's probably going to be, at the very least, a pleasant, a respectful experience, I would say. A pleasant experience will probably be, we go on a date and we enjoy each other's company. Respectful interaction would probably be, oh no, I appreciate you coming, but no thank you. I really do appreciate it though. But modern women are probably not going to be practicing that.
This right here is the result of women labeling any masculine behavior toxic. You ruin it in every way, shape, or form, right? Because it's a masculine thing for a man to look at a female and go and approach her and ask her for her name and try to start a conversation. You feel me? That's the first thing. The second thing is that you guys label that as toxic to only the men that you're not interested in. The problem with the men that you are interested in, the one that you are throwing all those hints to, well, guess what? Those men have a whole bunch of other better looking women throwing hints at them too. You can't compete, and that's what you need to understand. You can't compete with the other types of females that are throwing the same hints to those type of dudes, man.
And you also have to say, and I think he mentioned it, they're throwing better hints. When you really want something, you make it abundantly clear. Abundantly clear. This is what I'm going for. It's no subtle, oh, I'm looking in the direction. It's, hey, I'm getting up off my stool and I'm coming to get what's mine. Y'all have shown men that y'all will do that. And for some reason, when it comes to dating, y'all can't, a man's not even asking you to do that. He's just asking you to maybe meet him halfway. You can't even do that. Okay, meet me 25% of the way. No, I ain't gonna do that. Because y'all are expecting to do nothing in relationships. Y'all get outside and give the world your all. You give society your all, everything that you have, every single freaking day. And at the end of the day, what's left for the man? Nothing. Nothing at all. Video title says Western women are finally realizing why men have stopped approaching them in public. They're realizing it, but they don't care. I don't care about my actions. I don't care what I've said and done. The man needs to look past all of that and just go ahead and approach me.
A lot of women are bums, and you have high standards with low quality in yourself. You want a man to have 6 figures. You want a man to take care of you, pay all your bills. You want a man to do this, that, and the third. Elevate your life. But you can't do that for yourself.
She's speaking facts right now. A lot of these modern women, exactly like she said it, they're bums, man. They don't have a lot going for themselves. They just talk, and that's really all they have available to them is talking. They just have a mouthpiece. If I can get a man to think that I'm more important than I actually am, I'm golden. Everything else is figured out. And so they go through life trying to do the same thing to all men, trying to basically talk them into doing the things that they want without giving anything up. It really is a con artist. It's like a grift. I'm looking for another word, but it's you know, like Ocean's 11, that sort of thing, or like a show that I used to watch was it was on TNT, and there was like a group of like 4 or 5 people. Leverage, that's what it was. This is what they do where you get together and we figure out how to be con artists. That's what these modern women are, without getting anything, without giving anything. That's what we do. We just con men into giving us stuff.
So why is a man going to invest that into you when you don't even do that for yourself? If you don't show a man that you're worth that yourself.
I always tell my clients to try speed dating, but here's why most of them are not getting results. The questions that you ask on your speed dates matter. So a lot of people just say like, where are you from? What do you do? Very surface level questions. If you only have a short amount of time to get to know someone, you need to start asking questions that are going to build connection and therefore build attraction. So what does this look like? My favorite question for speed dating is to ask her, what is exciting you about your life right now, or what are you most passionate about? Not only will this open up the conversation and make things flow, but you're going to get to know her on a deeper level and see if her interests and passions really match with yours. Follow along for more dating.
But they're probably not going to match. They're probably not going to flow, because modern women, and this is really an unfortunate thing, modern women, their passions have to do with the trends of the time. So what they'll essentially do is they'll see something on TV and, oh, I want to do that. I want to try that. This is my newest passion. And they'll say, because they're trying trending things, which you have a point to a degree, but they'll say, because I'm trying new things, then my passions are going to change. And so therefore I'm growing. I'm trying different experiences. And a man that's not doing that, he's boring. He's not doing the things that I want him to do. Why am I with this man? Right? Because I'm trying everything and I'm doing all of these things, then I must have outgrown him, you know? And the truth is it's a balance of both, right? He doesn't need to sit on the couch and do everything the same way every single freaking day, right? No. But just because you're going out there and trying things, new things, it doesn't mean that you're necessarily growing and outgrowing him. Some of those things you probably don't need to be trying. Some of those experiences you don't need to. Well, how will I know if I never do it? You don't need to know. That's something that you don't need to be doing. That's how you get yourself in trouble. And when the man says, hey, that was kind of a boundary that you crossed, you went there, you did those things, you presented yourself in a certain way, and I'm not with that. Then all of a sudden, it's an issue. All of a sudden, you're insecure. I never wanted to be with a person like this. You're controlling and manipulative. When once again, the answer is somewhere in the middle. We should have helped each other to grow. I extend a little bit. You pull back a little bit. Modern women are not going to hear that.
Do you remember what Stephen A. Smith said after Serena Williams appeared at Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime performance? I'll remind you.
If I'm married and my wife is going to join trolling her ex, go back to his ass. Because clearly you don't belong with me. What you worried about him for and you with me? I gotta get that lick back.
Well, Serena's husband, Alexis Ohanian, was on First Take and clapped back at Stephen A. in the best possible way.
Stephen A. Smith, I think you had some marriage advice for me. Is that right? Or
Well, you know what? Listen, I did it. People, headlines are headlines.
Well, they think that he's actually saying something, and he actually said a bunch of nothing. I think Stephen A. I think what this is just TV stuff, honestly. So the issue is back of the Super Bowl, Serena Williams basically, I guess Kendrick Lamar said, hey, would you crip walk for me on this song, They Not Like Us, which was a diss to Drake. And Drake apparently was her boyfriend at one point in time. They were dating. And so he said, what better way to kind of up the stakes than to get his old girlfriend, who's a celebrity, to kind of crip walk to my song. You know, it's a really good idea. Cinematically, you know, for Hollywood, for a show, fantastic idea. And no doubt what Serena probably did was go home to her husband and say, man, Kendrick just called me, Kendrick Lamar. We're both from California. I think they're both from Compton, right? If I got that right. But basically saying, you know, I'd be performing in the Super Bowl, man. Well, what is he asking you? I mean, to crip walk, man. We're both. He's from Compton. I'm from Compton. He wants me to crip walk in the Super Bowl. For what? On the They Not Like Us song. What you gotta do? Yeah, man. I'm performing with Kendrick Lamar. Man, you gotta do it. You got it, man. This will be the ultimate petty. This would be the ultimate. You gotta do it. This is once in a life. Yeah. I'm calling him right now. I'm texting him right now. I'm gonna do it. That's probably what that conversation went like, or thereabout. And, you know, once again, from the outside, Hollywood-like or whatever show, as far as performance and entertainment, fantastic idea. But what people, and this is what Stephen A is ultimately getting at, there's another clip that I think I want to show, is the respect of it all. You guys, and this is why y'all have trouble in your relationships, y'all be worried about things and people that you should have moved on from. That's what he's saying in this clip. That's my ex. Why would I be worried about trolling my ex? I'm trolling my ex by marrying, I think he's a billionaire, or at least he makes a lot of money. So this is not really a clapback to me. Instead of backing his wife, well, you need to back your wife on TV, right? I get where you're coming from there. You know, you don't want to be out here trashing your wife. No, she shouldn't have done that. Whatever, handle that in-house. But what he's saying is, why would you be worried about that man? That was 10 years ago. Move on. Oh, I got the opportunity to troll him. Why? Who cares? There's things bigger than that. But he's got another clip. I'm going to play it.
I'm glad that it didn't escalate or anything like that. He is her husband. He loves.
First of all, it wasn't going to escalate. There wasn't going to be nothing that needed to be escalated. He just felt like he had to say something. That's why he came on the show.
So dearly, they have 2 wonderful children together. And I have absolutely no issue with him whatsoever wanting to address that situation with me because that's her husband. And I certainly meant no disrespect towards him at all. I was just saying that men, knowing us as men, you know, if we're married and our wife is showing energy towards anybody else, even in a negative way, we're asking ourselves, if you're happy, why show that energy? You know, that's it.
You're married to a millionaire, billionaire. This guy has owned companies, right? And like he said, I coach businesses to get better, so I kind of stay in my lane. Well, Serena was in the sports lane. He was covering the Super Bowl. He was commenting on what happened at the Super Bowl, so that is actually his lane. His job is to talk to those types of personalities and comment on that type of stuff. So he was actually doing his job. What are you talking about? Number one. Number two, we get so full of ourselves that, you know, the principles of relationships don't matter anymore. The respect of a relationship doesn't matter anymore. If the woman wants to do it, then it needs to be done. It also, once in a lifetime, I remember there was a clip of a woman being approached by a man at a quote unquote Chris Brown concert. He was just doing this for content. This wasn't real. He just said, I want to see what people gonna say. Walked up to a couple. If you gave her a hall pass with Chris Brown, you know, what would it be like? Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, he knows. Oh yeah, we've already talked about this. This has already been discussed. You know, once in a lifetime. Stupid. Supporting his wife while his wife is disrespecting him to his face. That's the point. Oh, well, you need to mind your own business. When you put your business out in a public space, that's what you're inviting into your house. And you guys get married, y'all go to your little tennis matches, your little steakhouses, and y'all do all this other stuff, and you don't expect people to comment on what you put out there. You did not have to dance in the Super Bowl. That was not a requirement. But when you did, you said, okay, everybody can have an opinion about what I just did because this is one of the biggest events in sports. And now you're mad because somebody said, to me, that's disrespectful. I don't know why my wife would be worried about trolling her ex. That doesn't make any sense. You might joke about it. You might say, oh yeah, if I did this, that would be funny. But actually going out and doing it, I think that's kind of immature. And for you to be backing it, I think that's kind of immature and misdirected. It's misguided. So no, I think that Stephen A had a point here. Definitely. This is some weird energy to where you feel like some people have been saying Jada Pinkett Smith and the whole Chris Rock, Will Smith thing, to where Jada was out here talking reckless and Chris was just making jokes about the reckless stuff that she said. And then Will decided, instead of holding her accountable, I'm gonna get up there and slap you in your face. Talk about keep my wife's name out your mouth. Well, maybe at this point, your wife needs to keep other dudes' name out her mouth. Maybe your wife needs to keep y'all's business in-house so nobody would even know that that happened. Period, end of story. But modern women, you go to Ayesha Curry, modern women have started getting really comfortable disrespecting high-profile athletes. Steph is on here talking about, oh, we're out here getting swings and working on our game. Steph, nobody asked your woman to say that. Nobody asked your woman to say what she said on whatever that podcast was. She just did it. And when people look at it, it's like, what in the heck is that about? All of a sudden, you're like, oh man, if you guys mind your business, then we'll mind ours. Bro, we were until she said that. And when she said that, and when people hear, it's like, wait a minute, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Then all of a sudden, we need to mind our business. Why don't you shut up? Stop talking. Quit talking. Modern women talk about knowing how to read the room. I need a man that's emotionally intelligent. He knows how to read the room. You don't. You clearly don't. You don't know how to represent your husband in the right way. You don't know how to protect your husband. Serena apparently didn't in this instance. Ayesha Curry didn't. Jada Pinkett Smith didn't. Who's next? Who's next? We just gotta wait and see.